Now, here's meteorologist Pete Mangione with your live Pinpoint Doppler 12 Futurecast.
Hurricane Earl continues to push away. Our hurricane warnings and tropical storm warnings are now canceled. Let's take a look at where Earl is sitting right now. You can see the center of him now racing up towards Nova Scotia. He's a tropical storm. Winds right now 70 miles an hour. He is moving very quickly off to the north and east. You can see behind it actually some clearing skies. A really nice day here in southern New England. I want to take you back to around 2 o'clock this morning. Notice the timestamp right here. Here was Earl. At this point, he was actually a tropical storm, and the reason I'm stopping at around 2 o'clock in the morning is because it was at this point where he made his closest pass to southern New England. Here's Providence, here is Nantucket, and here was Earl, about 70 miles to the southeast of Nantucket. And this was pretty much the track we were saying for the past couple days. The computer model is right on the money with this thing. The thing that did happen that we maybe overdid a little bit was the strength of the hurricane. Instead of passing as a Category 1 hurricane like I thought, he actually passed as a tropical storm. That's one of the reasons the winds in Rhode Island were not quite as strong as I thought, but the winds were still pretty gusty out across eastern Massachusetts and the Cape, and that is where we thought the worst of the storm would be. Numerous reports of trees down, and several roads also flooded out towards the Cape, so keep that in mind if you're driving out across the Bourne or Sagamore Bridge for the holiday weekend. For Nantucket, some flooding still at some of those beaches due to the storm surge. And for Rhode Island, really no flooding reported. We are going to see some rough surf today, something to keep in mind if you're headed down to the shore. Wind gusts, as of late, not terribly impressive. 25 miles an hour in Plymouth, 17 miles an hour in Newport, 18 miles an hour where Sean Daly is on Block Island. We are expecting some stronger winds to move in this afternoon behind a cold front that's now pushing through southern New England. Jim in North Smithfield got about an inch of rain. He's seeing some clearing skies with those temperatures actually dropping behind the front. Jerry and Warren, about 3/4 of an inch of rain, a peak gust of 20 for Jerry, and a bright start for Caitlin in Warwick. She got about an inch of rain overnight. High surf advisory in effect until 8 o'clock this evening. Some of our beaches are open, but just use caution as some of those currents could be strong, and the waves will be pretty high as well, between about 4 and 7 feet. Speaking of the waves, here's a look at Narragansett Town Beach from our new live beach cam. You can also get this on WPRI.com, by the way. Some surfers already out in the water. Of course, they are out there at their own risk. And you can see the wave action not that high on the rocks. That's because low tide coming up in a little bit and then high tide moving back in for this afternoon. So I suspect because the waves are still stirred up that we'll see the waves start to push back in towards the rocks and towards the seawall out on Narragansett Town Beach today. All right, live Pinpoint Doppler 12. Not a whole lot going on in terms of precipitation. We're going to keep it dry for today with those gusty afternoon winds. Lots of sunshine will be out there. You can kind of see it, although the banner's blocking it a little bit. Down City, Providence, temperature is 72, winds out of the west at 10 miles an hour. Down to 66 degrees in Smithfield as that cold front is ushering in some cooler air. 72 in Providence, 72 Newport, and 71 degrees in Westerly. A wider view shows Earl, or at least the leftover rain bands of Earl, continue to move away. Behind it, we have the clear skies and a cold front just on our doorstep. This will continue to slide through, and behind it, those gusty winds. So, could see some winds up to 30 miles an hour in the afternoon. Could be a little bit of an annoyance if you're out there trying to play golf. High temperature of 84 degrees in the capital city, going for low 80s along the shore. Winds out of the west, 15 to 25 knots on the water. In fact, a small craft advisory in effect. High tide coming up at 4:49 this afternoon, and that's when those waves will start to pick up. Dangerous surf out at our beaches for today. Although some of our beaches are open, just heed the advice of local officials and lifeguards if you are headed down to the shore. A beautiful day overhead, though, lots of sunshine, and a beautiful looking holiday weekend. 74 on Sunday, 79 on Monday for Labor Day. Chance of some showers moves in by Wednesday, but things looking pretty good here the next several days as we say goodbye to Earl.
All right, thanks, Pete.
Yep.
And now Eyewitness News is bringing you more exclusive coverage of